is the Hot Zone. Engaging with the news in a whole new way, international war correspondent Chuck Holton brings insight into areas of crisis and lets you help those affected.
Well, I tell you what, I have not had a chance to get into the war zone itself yet. I'm working on that. There's a lot of steps in the process. You have to, because it's actually two different countries I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with Armenia, and then I'm dealing with Artsakh, the Republic of Artsakh, which is a kind of a self-governing protectorate of Armenia or something like that. I have to deal with two different ministries of defense, two different ministries of foreign affairs, two different public affairs people. I have to get press passes, and I have to get permissions for the vehicles and all that stuff. And I suppose all that bureaucracy is in place so that they can keep a handle on who's going in and out of there, and make sure that they don't have people just wahoos going in there, bounty hunters or whatever. But it's still a process I've got to work through. So I've been going around today and dealing with that, getting my passes and permits all lined up. But I also got a chance to meet with some internally displaced people, some refugees from Artsakh who are here in Yerevan, children specifically. So far there are about 90,000 people that have been displaced by this war. There were originally about 150,000 people that lived in the Republic of Artsakh. And so obviously most of those people now have fled. And they're mostly here in Yerevan. They're staying with relatives, they're staying in hotels, which were pretty empty because the COVID virus has made sure of that. They're staying just in shelters wherever they can. I'm going to go visit some more of them here shortly. But it was very instructive to go and meet with some of these kids who have really been through it lately. They were telling me how they had to flee their homes under fire with bombs exploding, and their parents are still in there. And so one boy I was talking to, was talking about that. Tell me what happened on September 27th.
On September 27, when we woke up, we heard the loud sounds of explosions. We saw the bursts, the smoke. We understood what's going on. We were expecting that one day the war will begin. And my dad told us to take all of our clothes, our things, and to go to his shop's underground cellar. And we stayed there for some time. And the same day, he was very worried about our safety, and that's why he said, take your things, your stuff, all of you have, and go to Yerevan. It's much safer there.
Mm-hmm. So who are you staying with here?
I'm staying with my aunt.
Okay. And where is your father and the rest of your family?
My father is in Stepanakert, as other fathers of my friends, and the rest of my family are with me.
And what's he doing in Stepanakert?
What?
What is he still opening his shops, or?
Yes, it is an army shop,
Okay.
and he has to stay there.
Okay. And what is the hardest part about this for you? What's the most difficult?
Well, I'm missing my life. My whole life I was spent there in Stepanakert. I miss my father. I miss my friends. My previous life.
Mm-hmm. What do you hope will happen?
I hope we'll win and we'll save our country, our future.
What is the thing that you're most afraid of?
I'm afraid that something bad will happen to my parents, to my friends, to ones whom I love.
Mm-hmm. How are you coping with the stress here by coming to this place?
Well,
what do you do here?
I've been singing for my whole life, and singing always helped me to cope my pain. And now when I sing, I forgot about everything, and that just supports me.
Armenia is a country of about 3 million people here in the country. But something interesting about Armenia is that there are far more Armenians living outside the country than there are living in Armenia. So there are like 10 million people, Armenians, that live elsewhere. And that's a function of the Armenian genocide going back to 1915. When the Armenian genocide happened, they fled Armenia and went to Europe, they went to Russia, they went to the United States. And so there are sizable Armenian populations all around the globe. And so in that way, they're a lot like Israel. And so those Armenians elsewhere, many of them have become very successful. They're very hardworking people. They're very diligent people. They value education. And so they've done well wherever they've landed. And a lot of those people are wanting to help now. Actually, everybody is wanting to help. This whole country might not look like it here. I mean, there's not a lot of people around, but this whole country has been mobilized to help with the fight, because this is an existential threat for them. Thank you. Merci. This is an existential threat for Armenia. These people, they look to their east and they've got Azerbaijan who wants to kill them. They look to their west. Here's my wonderful meal. The food here is amazing and super cheap. Thank you. Merci. They look to their east. They see Azerbaijan who wants to kill them. They look to their west. They have Turkey that wants to kill them. They have friends to the south, more or less, in Iran. And there's a sizable population there. But, you know, they kind of are feeling really stuck between a rock and a hard place right now. And so this whole country, you see signs all over on the streets. I'm talking like professional billboards supporting the troops. They have handwritten signs out in front of some of the restaurants that are saying, hey, come eat here, and we're sending food to the troops, we're giving money to the troops. Last night I went and met a family who has been gathering up supplies and making mattresses, getting together blankets, actually making camouflage netting for the troops, and then sending it off to Artsakh to help. And then today I went to a center, for like a youth center that was started by an Armenian woman from Boston. And they are taking in these internally displaced kids and having them just play music and sing and just be together. And it just really helps with their resiliency. So the diaspora of people from around the world who are supporting Armenia is part of the reason why, even though they're outnumbered 5-1 on the battlefield, they are still holding their own pretty well. The real fear is that Turkey goes all in and sends troops, and you know, Armenia is holding its own against Azerbaijan, even though they're outnumbered 5-1, but they're not going to go up against the 8th largest military on the planet. That's just not going to be a thing. So the thing that concerns everybody the most is that issue, and the fact that Turkey is supporting Armenia with munitions, with drones, with bombs and artillery, and with mercenaries. The Free Syrian Army, I was presented with evidence today of FSA. This is former ISIS fighters from Raqqa who joined the Free Syrian Army, who now have financial support from Turkey, and they are being paid to come into this region and kill Armenians. There are videos circulating around the internet of them beheading people, kidnapping people, torturing soldiers that they capture, and then murdering them. And then, this is the really sick part, taking these soldiers' phones, getting their families' phone numbers, and these mercenaries are actually calling the families of the dead soldiers and saying, we just killed your son, we just killed your husband, and get ready for some photographs, and then sending graphic pictures of a beheaded corpse. Now, that's really sick. I mean, what kind of person does that, you know? That's terrible. So now that I've got my ducks in a row with regards to all my permits and everything to get into the war zone, tomorrow morning we'll be leaving to go into Artsakh, and I won't have much in the way of connections in there. Actually, I'm probably going to leave my phone turned off because the signal can be tracked by Turkey, which can then, I guess, call in fire on our position, and we don't want to take any chances with anything like that. So I'll probably go in for a few days. I will be out of pocket, won't be posting anything for a few days, and then I'll come back out and I'll have some good content for you. That's the plan. Be praying for us, be praying for the soldiers in there and the people of Artsakh, Nagorno-Karabach region, because there are still tens of thousands of people in there who are living underground in fear, being bombarded daily. Mike Pompeo tried to broker a peace deal between Azerbaijan and Armenia, and that ceasefire that they agreed to went into effect at 8 a.m. this morning, Monday morning. And by 8:45, the Azerbaijanis were already lobbing artillery into Nagorno-Karabakh. So that didn't last very long. It actually lasted longer than the last two ceasefires, which literally lasted less than 5 minutes. So, of course, Azerbaijan has been putting out a lot of propaganda about this, saying that this is all Armenia's fault. That's, according to Armenia, definitely not the case. We will go in there and try to get some on-the-ground intel and bring it out to you shortly. So thanks for being a part of the Hot Zone. There's a lot of need here, and I'd encourage you, if you're feeling generous, to look up the Artsakh Foundation and give generously to those people. If you'd like to give to the Hot Zone, whatever money we collect while I'm over here, I will take out in cash and either take it to somebody specifically and show you who it goes to, or we'll invest it in medical supplies that we will then deliver to the people of Artsakh. I'm going to be doing that anyway, but if you'd like to contribute, you're welcome to do that. So thanks for watching the Hot Zone. I'll talk to you later.
The Hot Zone is produced by Amy Holton and Livefire Media. Copyright 2019.